Getting to work with Guy, for me, I became a better writer, a better director because of working with Guy. Our cast, I know everyone says this in these things, but genuinely we had, Hero is the most wonderful human being. He's kind, he's humble, and right across everyone. Where are you right now? Where are you based?
I'm in Los Angeles,
In Los Angeles?
but I'm originally from Brazil.
Okay, oh wow.
Amazing. So love the episodes that I watched. I want to know what was about the young Sherlock Holmes that got your attention, and why was right now is the right moment to have a series like that?
I think, look, we know Sherlock so well, right? And so what I was interested in is the question of what makes him the man he becomes. He's Conan Doyle's Sherlock is he's obviously brilliant, but he's quite an odd character. He's a loner, he's detached, he's quite cold, he's very methodical. So I was sort of interested in what makes him the person he becomes. And that was the sort of starting point for me in going, well, you get to explore that. You get to explore the origins. I was going to say oranges. You get to explore the origins of this incredible character. And that was just something that I found really, really exciting. And then what makes it now, it's funny that my answer to that has changed recently. When we finished the first episode, or first cut of the first episode, it was New Year, and I was in Ireland with some friends, and I showed an early cut to these friends of ours, and the youngest was 8 and the oldest was 80. And I remember watching it with them and just feeling the energy in the room, that it was something everyone could sit and watch, like a good Saturday night at the movies. It was fun, it was smart, and I suddenly thought, this is the point, this is the why now of the show, because we're in these weird times, right? And something that I think that we can sit and watch together, and different generations can watch and have a blast, have a good time. I was like, that's the why now. So the why, you know what I mean? That only really sang to me as we started to finish the show, strangely.
That's amazing. As I said, I love the episodes, and to find the perfect actor to play Sherlock Holmes. What was about Hero that you pick him to play?
Look, Guy knew him already. Guy had worked with him on a film called Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, and Guy loved him. I hadn't worked with him. I didn't, know him, and so he actually came into audition. He was the first Sherlock that I saw. He was on holiday in Thailand, and he did a Zoom audition. And that sense of sort of wonder that he brings to the character, right? That sense of kind of leaning in and looking at the world with this, he has a sort of effervescence, a charm to him. He did that on that first day. And then we carried on. I met lots of Sherlocks, lots of actors, lots of wonderful actors, but I kept thinking of Hero in my head. In that first audition, and so the moment that starts to happen, you realize you found your person. And it's hard. I mean, it's a hard thing to do. He makes it look effortless. He really does, but it's not effortless. It's a hard role to play.
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, is not. I don't think it's easy to manage everything in this production, because I think there's a lot to see: the costume, the production design, the editing, the actors, everything else. But what was like the biggest challenge for you? For me, it's everything, right? So
yeah, no, but that's an interesting. I mean, I think the scale of it. I've done shows before. I've done probably about 90 hours now of TV, but never anything with this many moving parts. There were it's a lot of people, a lot of personalities, a lot of pressure, because it's young Sherlock, a lot of expectation. It's Guy, this incredible filmmaker, and for me, I suppose you start out going, all these different elements. It's the scale of it, and I tried not to think about it too much, because I think if you do, you drive yourself insane. So you just literally try and do one thing at a time. I got very good at sort of just stripping things down. You know what I mean? We were shooting in Cardiff, and I got a house out in the woods. I was very antisocial. I never saw anybody. But at the end of the day, I'd go home and I'd run or I'd walk in the woods. Or it's finding that balance, you know. But you know what? Also, I genuinely loved it. I genuinely loved it. You know, getting to work with Guy for me was, I became a better writer, a better director because of working with Guy. Our cast, I know everyone says this in these things, but genuinely we had, you know, Hero is the most wonderful human being. You know, he's kind, he's humble, and right across everyone we worked with, it would just felt, you know, our heads of department, the work these people have done. Like Jana, our costume designer, you know, did Bond, did Harry Potter, did, you know, the work, all of Alfonso Cuarón's movies. You know, you get to work with these people and you're just like, holy shit, I get to work with these people? So whatever the pressure, I mean, even this junket, it's like, there's a sort of, I don't want to sound like, you know, I'm tired and I'm not yet drunk, but I will be. But there's a sort of love, you know what I mean? There feels like there's a lot of love for this project. And it always felt that way, even when we were putting it together, you know. But I think the biggest thing for me is you're trying to find the best people and then you're trying to set them free to do their work. You can't micromanage them, right?
Yes,
Because they can't do, how do you work well if someone's always looking over your shoulder? Do this, do that. It's the same with the writing. So it was finding great people, and we found great people. We found great cast, and sometimes you get lucky. And here's a thing that no one tells you. Well, they do tell you, but they don't tell you in these things. It's the same effort to make something that doesn't work as it does. Everyone starts out giving their all. And sometimes there's an alchemy in this process that you can't control.
Yeah.
And sometimes the alchemy works and sometimes it doesn't. And on this, it works. And when it works, you're like, you take a beat, you're like, holy shit, that worked. I'm thankful that it worked. And now it's about, you're the last interview, it's about to go out into the world. And I'm not going to answer my phone for a while. I'm just going to let it all happen and see what happens, you know. So
I cannot wait for everybody to watch it, and that everything that you explained transcribed to the screen. The episodes are amazing. Thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to meet you, and a lot of success.
Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. If you like to support or continue to support Jana on Camera, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the videos.